da, Kinder. Once upon a time, there was a dear little girl who was loved by everyone who looked at her, but most of all by her grandmother. And there was nothing that she wouldn't have given to the child. Once she gave her a little cap of red velvet, which suited her so well that she would never wear anything else. So she was always called Little Red Cap. One day, her mother said to her,
"Come, Little Red Cap, take this piece of cake and this bottle of wine. Bring them to your grandmother, for she is ill and weak, and they will do her good. Walk quietly and nicely, and do not run off the path, or else you may fall and break the bottle, and then your grandmother will get nothing. And when you enter her room, do not forget to say good morning, and don't peep into every corner before you do it."
"I'll take great care."
The grandmother was in the wood, half a league from the village, and just as Little Red Cap entered the wood, a wolf met her. Red Cap did not know what a wicked creature he was, and was not afraid of him.
"Good day, Little Red Cap.
Thank you kindly, Wolf.
Whither away so early, Little Red Cap?
To grandmother's house.
What have you got in your apron, Little Red Cap?"
Cake and wine. For yesterday was baking day, so poor sick grandmother has something good to make her stronger.
"Where does your grandmother live, Little Red Cap?"
A quarter of a league further on into the wood. Her house stands below 3 large oak trees. The nut tree is just below it. You surely must know it.
The wolf thought to himself,
"What a tender young creature. What a nice, plump mouthful. Surely she will taste better than the old woman. I must act craftily so as to catch both."
So he walked for a short time by the side of Little Red Cap, and then he said,
"See, Little Red Cap, how pretty the flowers are about here. Why do you not look around? I believe, too, that you do not hear how sweetly the little birds are singing. You walk along gravely as if you were going to school, while everything else out here in the wood is so merry."
Suppose I take grandmother
Little
fresh.
Red Cap raised her eyes, and when she saw the sunbeams dancing here and there through the trees, and the pretty flowers growing everywhere, she thought,
Suppose I take grandmother fresh nosegay. That would please her too. It is still so early that so she'll get there in good time.
and so she ran far from the path into the wood and to look for flowers. And whenever she had picked one, she fancied that she saw a still prettier one farther on, and ran after it, and got so deeper and deeper into the wood. Meanwhile, the wolf ran straight to the grandmother's house and knocked at the door.
Who is it?
"Little Red Cap, I was taking wine. Open the door."
Lift the latch. I'm weak and I cannot get up.
The wolf lifted the latch, and the door sprang open.
You're
And
not
without
like that.
saying a word, he went straight to the grandmother's bed and devoured her. Then he put on her clothes, dressed himself in her cap, and laid himself in bed and drew the curtains. Little Red Cap, however, had been running about picking flowers, and when she had gathered so many that she could carry no more, she remembered her grandmother and set out on the way to her. She was surprised to find the cottage door standing straight open, and when she went into the room, she had such a strange feeling that she said to herself,
Oh dear, how uneasy I feel today. And at times, I like grandmother so much.
She called out,
Good morning.
but received no answer. So she went back to the bed and drew the curtains. There lay her grandmother with her cap pulled far over her face, looking very strange.
Oh, grandmother, what big ears you have.
"Harder to hear you with, my child.
But grandmother, what big eyes you have.
Better to see you with, my dear.
Oh, but grandmother, what large hands you have.
Better to hug you with.
Oh, but grandmother, what a terribly large mouth you have.
Better to eat you with."
Scarcely had the wolf said this, than with one bound he was out of bed and swallowed up Red Cap. When the wolf had appeased his appetite, he lay down again in the bed, fell asleep, and began to snore very loudly. The brave German soldier, who was just passing by the house, stopped and thought to himself,
Oh, how the old lady is snoring. I must just see if she wants anything.
So he went into the room, and when he came to the bed, he saw that the wolf was lying in it.
Do I find you there, you old sinner? How long I have sought you?
Then, just as he was about to fire at him, it occurred to him that the wolf still might have devoured the grandmother and she might be saved. So he did not fire, but took a knife out instead and began to cut open the stomach of the sleeping wolf. When he had made 2 cuts, he saw the little red cap shining. The little girl sprang out crying.
Oh dear! How dark it was inside that wolf!
After the aged grandmother came out alive also, but scarcely able to breathe. Redcap, however, quickly fetched great stones with which they filled the wolf's belly. And when he awoke, he wanted to run away. But the stones were so heavy that he collapsed at once and fell dead. Then all 3 were delighted. The brave German soldier tore off the wolf's skin, and he went home with it. The grandmother ate the cake and drank the wine which Redcap had brought and revived. But then Redcap thought to herself,
As long as I live, I will never leave the path to go further into the wood when my mother has forbidden me to do so.
The